What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JusticeXFalls. We're back at it again with another video, and we're looking at a very interesting review for a very interesting game. It's called Thirsty Suitors. I had my eye on this game back a while ago. The developers, they had a trailer and a presentation in one of these conferences that I covered. I don't know, I've covered a million conferences since I started the channel, but the game is finally out for Xbox, Switch, and PS5. So I'm definitely going to be copying this game. I want to see what IGN thinks about it, so we're going to go ahead and look at their review. So without further ado, let's get to the video.
Comedically over-the-top drama of Indian.
I love you, Chala.
It's hard to believe a game could capture the comedically over-the-top drama of Indian serials so well through characters in a rural American town. Burned bridges abound and tensions run high as mountains in Timber Hills, but Thirsty Suitors cleverly uses familiar turn-based battle mechanics to let its lovable characters creatively reconcile through self-reflection.
You look surprised to see me, Chala.
Rather than making matters worse, fighting gives them space to share their deepest feelings, smartly showing how we often need to look back in order to move forward in life. Thirsty Suitors does try to say and do too much through its battles, leaving more to be desired from other parts of the story. But who knew therapeutically throwing hands could be this fun?
Selfish.
Yeah, this is definitely giving chill vibes on the stream. You know, laid back, chill vibes kind of game. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about.
You play as Jala, a local skating legend who left Timber Hills on bad terms with both her family and more than a few exes, which puts her in a tough spot when she suddenly moves back home after a bad breakup.
Been waiting a long time to get a few things off my chest.
From there, you'll skate around town, unraveling the mystery behind a hilarious skate punk cult in an abandoned theme park, while reconnecting with the important people from your past. Jala's talks with these characters carry most of the weight in Thirsty Suitors, with cathartic conversations clearing up misunderstandings and acknowledging past mistakes in the form of fights.
Forget words. They're all just rationalizations and justifications.
This turn-based RPG combat keeps you engaged thanks to how it weaves precise timing into each encounter. Whether that's spamming a button to dodge or rotating the stick in just the right way for an attack. Thirsty Suitors dives into real and serious issues, but it's lively and over the top too. That could be Jala's dad wobbling in joy after he takes a bite of food prepared by his daughter.
That's
or
funny.
Thirst-trapping suitors who thrust roses towards you with their thick thighs as an attack.
Oh wow, oh wow.
The dialogue between Jala and her opponents can be used as a clever way of analyzing them to learn their weaknesses as well, whether you're talking to an ex, a vexing new suitor, or just some skateboard kid.
I won't let you get past me.
Your dialogue choices can inflict emotional damage and even influence how the opponent will respond. For example, a brief heart-to-heart could be enough to learn that a furious ex might fall for the raging taunt ability to apply a debuff. One issue with how fights are set up is that you don't really get to know most opponents before
Why
you
I
begin
order?
the battle. That means the dialogue can feel a bit overwhelming, with exposition often rehashing Jala's hurtful actions and trying to make amends in the same breath.
Irfan's dad got seriously sick, and he confided in Jala. Started to cry on her shoulder, and she kissed him.
Even when the story provides closure, conversations between characters get heavy-handed with morals and life lessons that quickly feel overdone.
Stop dwelling in the moment. Feel good for a little while.
It's a rare and appreciated sight for a game to peer into the lives of so many non-white characters like Thirsty Suitor does, so perhaps developer Outerloop Games thought it needed to try and fit as much as possible into its roughly 8-hour campaign.
Right.
But that
And now some people are going to take offense to that, mostly white people, even though it's a white guy reviewing this. I already see what's going to fucking happen. But newsflash, it ain't only white people in this world. There's a lot of different ways to tell a lot of different stories. There's a lot of different people, a lot of different cultures on this world, especially in this country, in America. Like, get over yourselves. Get over your fucking selves. I've already seen this shit with Miles Morales, with the low-key racism and shit. I'm not having that shit. I'm calling that shit out every time I see it. So I'm glad he touched on that. Like, see, there's nothing wrong with having a game with a lot of non-white characters, because that's all we've traditionally seen. All the classic movies from back in the day, white leads. All the classic movies in history, mostly white leads. So if I could have a game where barely ain't no white people in it, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Y'all had y'all turn. Relax. This world is more diverse than y'all. Relax. And I don't got no problem with white people. Some of my best friends growing up, I grew up with some white people. Some of my best friends white people. I've had great conversations, had great times hanging out with white people. But some of y'all be doing way too fucking much. Just had to say that.
Doesn't stop it from feeling a bit overstuffed. Each character has an entertaining sense of humor, but cry jokes from the narrator, the negative voice in Jala's mind who takes on the role of her exemplar sister Aruni, are similarly tiring.
Wait. Did we just accidentally give our opponent a pep talk?
Everyone seems to have beef with Jala, from the local skater kids who follow Soundy, a radical, misunderstood guy in a bear costume, to suitors sent by her grandmother. While the combat is fun overall, those less important battles were predictable. The really good ones are the fights with your exes. Battles against Jala's exes are set in their inner worlds, a theatrical representation of their insecurities, culture, and personality. Confrontations are extra.
Oh, you know they're gonna be sick to their stomach when they see she's bisexual, because she said those are her exes. There's a guy, that's a guy there, and then there was a woman there before. Oh, you know they're gonna be sick to their stomach.
Extravagant, with expressive visual design and music, contrasting the quaintness of everyday life in a small town. Dodging giant unexpected slices of cake thrown by an ex with a sweet tooth, or a crystal beam shot from one who considers herself a Maharani keeps you on your toes. Reconciling with Jala's exes also unlocks cute charms for each character on her early 2000s cell phone, which you can then equip to get buffs in battle. For example, the charm based on Irfan, one of the more gentle-hearted exes, gives a helpful bonus turn after healing. However, their effects are generally more subtle than that, making charms easily forgotten in a menu screen you rarely need to visit. Thirsty Suitors doesn't always make it clear how damage is calculated either, but it never stopped being entertaining to chug a banana milkshake from the diner or call down Auntie Chandra for a quick workout session whenever health got low.
This game is just so interesting.
As the levels get tougher, it becomes clear that cooking is necessary to survive battles. Food items can be used to recover health and increase a resource called willpower that's used to cast powerful attacks, but spend some time cooking up South Asian recipes and they'll give you an even bigger benefit in the next fight.
The rice isn't soggy, the vegetables are crisp, the meat is so tender.
Cooking uses the same timed button press mechanics as the battles, but critical comments from Jala's unsatisfied mother and the pressure of getting a perfect score make it all the more intense.
Kitty baths should be made with love, not anger.
Snappy banter from both sides of the kitchen island heats the room, and the fast-paced tabla beat only adds to the drama as arguments unfold.
See, Jala? Everything has to be a balance.
But preparing dishes under her parents' guidance still takes on its own form of intimacy, revealing generational trauma and being sent on guilt trips over Jala's life decisions. With so much emphasis on fighting, some of the familial plot lines could feel pushed to the side or rushed through by the end, but cooking always dug a little deeper. Thirsty Suitors also admirably takes on the responsibility of talking about subjects that most games shy away from, like families rejecting queerness, accepting oneself for not meeting the expectations of others, feeling like your efforts aren't enough, and larger societal pressures. Fighting.
Yeah, and it's like you can't sweep conversations like that under the rug. I understand if you don't agree with it, if it don't align with your moral beliefs or your political or your religious beliefs. I understand that. But it's a part of the world, and you're gonna come across it. So why not get a better understanding of it? Then try to push away and try to make life harder for people that don't have the same thought process as you, that don't have the same sexuality as you. That's fucked up to me.
Cooking critically examines both culture and identity in insightful ways while remaining tailored to the respective characters involved. Whether it's your ex Dia getting kicked out of her Brahmin caste family, or how laws prevent Aruni's fiancé from visiting his grandmother in Palestine. There's a lot happening in Thirsty Suitors, but the story, activities, and characters always feel intentional in how they're presented.
I'm afraid I'm gonna be found out
like
as a fraud in my industry every single day.
There are a lot of impressive little details to appreciate here, specifically from a South Asian perspective, too. Seeing a carom board in the living room. Jala's mom bringing out the chappal when summoned into battle.
Not the chappal!
Talking about Kanchipuram saris, a pervasive love of mangoes, and even a talking cat named Shah Rukh, likely named after the famous Indian actor.
The way your relationship began was twisted.
On top of that, voice performances for its non-white characters include accents that aren't disparaging.
I'm all of these things, and yet defined by none of them alone.
With art that confidently places dark-skinned black and brown characters center stage.
This thing
And I love it.
It's
That's,
real.
that's another reason why I love it. Representation. Now, I understand tokenism and I understand representation for representation's sake. But at this point, so the fuck what? You be making all these inaccurate movies with like Egypt, and then you have a bunch of white people playing Egyptian pharaohs and stuff, and then the black people's always slaves and shit. Like that was always the case through all ports of Northeast African history. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I hate to sound like woke like a hotep or whatever, overly woke like hotep, but we was kangs. We was kangs, goddammit.
Jala?
Thirsty Suitors' heartfelt story of reconciliation and finding oneself offers intimate conversations that hit close to home. Its dramatic combat keeps you hooked with a satisfying combination of turn-based actions and timing-based attacks, and its cooking even more so with the deep connections it earnestly puts on display. It also proudly stars non-white characters in a way very few games even come close to. That said, it can try to say and do a little too much in this single package.
It's like in certain games, like, I'm sorry to dwell on it, but like in certain games, like you can't have a non-white character without the white character like right behind him or her guiding them along the way, as if they couldn't do shit without the white character. Now, you might think about that. You might look at a game like Spider-Man and say, well, hey, that game did that. But I can let that slide due to the fact that Spider-Man is from Stan Lee's mouth. Spider-Man is a type of character where it could be anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. It just so happens that in this universe, the main one and the first one was white, and it just so happens the second one was black and Puerto Rican. It is what it is.
Making parts of the story feel rushed. But overall, Thirsty Suitors manages a great blend of hilarious antics and genuine conversations that will leave you thinking about your own relationships. A quick apology from the narrator in case I butchered the pronunciation of any of those words or names, but for more, check out our reviews of The Talos Principle 2 or Alan Wake 2. And for everything else, stick with IGN.
Alan Wake 2 is fire. I don't care what nobody say. Alan Wake 2 is fucking fire. I was just playing that shit today. Like, it's stressful because the controls are still clunky, but the controls are better than they were in the first one. It kind of looks like they went for like the RE approach. I feel like they really should have dug all the way in with the RE approach as far as the controls as well. Because now you get a quick turn, the inventory system's the same, the gun response is the same, and shit like that. The enemy designs look the same. I feel like did Remedy use the RE engine? Because even like the flesh tearing and dismemberment, when you get shot, when you shoot the characters, it looks kind of like also. Did they use the RE engine for that? But I'm getting off topic. Thirsty Suitors, amazing game. I can't wait to play it. Let me see how much it is. I think I have my Steam open a little bit. Matter of fact, we got Thirsty Suitors. It's on Xbox too. I was gonna get it on PC, but I was gonna get it. I might fuck around stream this game. I ain't gonna hold you. Oh, this came out November 2nd, and it's only $30. Oh yeah, $30 on PC. But what about Xbox though? Thirsty Suitors on Xbox, because I don't really like streaming from my PC. I don't really like streaming games from my PC. My disc allocation is all fucked up. 30 beans. Yeah, I might cop. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I might cop. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this game. We can have a discussion. If you ain't agree with some of the stuff that I said, or if you did agree with some of the stuff I said, let me know. So y'all already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. One.